And good morning and welcome, Chris McCabe, head men's basketball coach at Liberty North. We at this point, we're 1-2 on the year. Just got back from our Savannah tournament last week where we went 1-2 in that, beat Excelsior night one, 61-52, and then lost on Wednesday night to Maryville, who was the eventual runner-up, 34-58. And then on Friday in the third place game, dropped one to Savannah, 56-40. Some good news out of the tournament. Zach Starr led us in scoring and rebounding through the first three games. He's averaging about 12 points, 5 rebounds, and he was named to the all-tournament team. So a neat honor for him. They picked 5 guys out of the 8 teams that were there. And so he's kind of been a guy that's led us, and I was glad that he was able to be recognized for it. We also had some pretty good play from our freshman, Brinkley Jolly. Brinkley's averaging about 9 and 6 on the year. He played really well on Monday, and on Friday he was battling the flu. So middle of the week struggled a little bit, but did well overall. I don't know if we're where we thought we'd be, a little bit ahead, a little bit behind, but the good news is we get a chance to test it tonight against Summit Christian Academy, and then again on Friday night against Cameron. We do have our first home game tonight, which is really exciting for us and for our guys. We heard that we're anticipating a pretty good crowd. I know you guys are televising it, and that'll get a lot of other people excited and the opportunity to see it. They're a good team. They're scoring the ball like crazy. They're scoring about 70 points a game. So we got to find a way to stop them because it feels like we're giving up about 170 a game. So they're good. They're going to be a good test, and it's going to be a great test to open up our place. It's cool. We've practiced in there. We've been in there every day. Nobody else has been, so when they come in, it's going to be quite a different feel for them because it's so small. And we hope we could use that to our advantage. One thing before I do open it up for questions, I'd like to, we've over the past 3 weeks or so, we've talked about our players and the program and what we're trying to do, but we wouldn't be as successful and have the opportunity to be as successful as we are without the staff that we've got. And Coach Price is our varsity assistant and does an outstanding job with us. He's great with our perimeter players and does a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that helps make this program successful. And then Coach Sissom is our junior varsity coach. And Coach is one of those guys who can transition from being an elite athlete and step right into coaching and do a great job. And he works really closely with our post players. But those two guys are just phenomenal. They're great for me and they're great for our players. But I hadn't mentioned them yet and wanted to make sure that people know how important they are and how good of a job they do with what they've got. So we're excited to see Summit Christian Academy tonight and then Cameron on Friday. Give us a good test, and we hope we can continue to get better every day as we have so far. Open it up to questions.
Wednesday was your first loss this season. What did you tell your players to get them ready for Friday and try to pull out a win?
Great question. And what did we, after we lost Wednesday, what did we do to prepare? And I didn't do a very good job on Tuesday at practice after we won. As a staff, we didn't take the right approach with them, I don't think. The guys didn't have a good practice on Tuesday, therefore we didn't play well on Wednesday. So we made sure that after Wednesday night's game, as we were leaving, that they understood that what went on wasn't acceptable, and we were going to correct it, and we did Thursday on the practice floor. We had one of our better practices Thursday. We went hard. We went for about an hour and a half. And then we were able to transition from a good, solid, tough practice on Thursday, and then we were able to play fairly similar to that on Friday, and that gave us a better chance to be successful. We lost by 16, but we were tied 31 at half. Really played well. We were down 9, 26-19 at one point in the first half and battled back to get it. So the guys really showed a great deal of fight, which we didn't show a ton of on Wednesday. So give them credit. They were coachable, and they took over what we told them from the practice floor to the game. Now we just got to put two halves together.
What positives would you say came out of your tournament?
What positives came out of our tournament? We got our we got our feet wet. You know, I mean, guys hadn't played. I was joking with our guys the other day in film, but, you know, I mean, Garrett played 3 mop-up games varsity last year. Jake Hansen was playing freshman ball, and then I told our freshmen it seems like he was born last year, you know, and we're counting on him to play and to score and to be good for us. So those guys got their feet wet. They got into it. They got to see what it was like. And then the other thing is they saw the day in and day out grind that it takes because, you know, we were pretty excited. We won on Monday. They probably thought they were pretty good. We thought, you know, I thought we were pretty good. And then we go on Wednesday and absolutely just get it handed to us. And so we've got to do a better job, and we did on Thursday preparing for Friday of what it takes every single day. Just because you have a game the next day doesn't mean you walk in and shoot half quarters of practice, you know, to get ready to play. And our guys understand, they're starting to understand that better, and I think we'll see better results as we go.
What would you say a good, strong practice consists of?
Good question. What's a good, strong practice? You know, it depends partially on what we're trying to emphasize and where we are. During our preseason, our practices consisted of a lot of skill development, trying to get our players better, trying to get them to fit within our system. So then we worked on our skills, then we worked on our system as far as how we want to guard people, how we want to play offense, what we do in different situations. And then as we get going, we would work on situational stuff per the opponent. So, you know, I mean, if a team's a zone team, then we need to work on our zone offense. If a team presses, we need to work on our press break. We always have time for skill development. We always have time to review our system, but then as our season goes, we need to work on different things relating to our opponent, and that changes week to week.
Will being in your own gym this week tonight help your players out? Do you think being on their own court?
Yeah, as far as being at home for the first time, I think it's a huge advantage for us. And anytime you play at home, it's good, and you have an advantage. You want to feel like you've got an advantage, but I think we have a unique advantage because our gym is so different than what people are going to see. You know, I mean, not looking past Summit Christian or Cameron or anything, but we've got Grandview on the schedule. I don't know if you've ever been to Grandview, but they have these tall, big bleachers, and the gym's really dark, and you know, the lighting's not, and all of a sudden you come into our place, and there's one side of bleachers that seat about 400 people, and it's just it'd be uncomfortable for an opponent to come in. You know, I mean, I think that we could draw a good crowd and have to turn people away. And that's neat for our guys because then they know that people are going to be in the stands rooting for them. So I think it's a huge advantage for us. I think it should be comfortable for our guys because we've been in there 22 times practicing this year. I think it should serve as an advantage.
Have you done anything special to help your team gel together to just like learn how to play better with each other?
If we've done anything to help our team gel, that's a really, really good question. You know, we've tried to put them in different situations during practice and with different guys. You know, if we've got, say, a group that's starters, guys 1 through 5, they'll practice together, but then we'll pull 3 of those guys off and then throw 3 other guys on, so then they've got to learn how to play together. That's something that I think helps over time them get familiar with somebody else because you never know in a game. You know, somebody turns an ankle, somebody's in foul trouble, whatever the case is. So, you know, mixing up lineups, mixing up guys so they get familiar playing with each other. The other thing is, you know, we've met as a team probably, and I don't know if you're asking about on the court, off the court, but I'll answer it this way anyways, is, you know, off the court, we've had some team meetings where some guys have had the opportunity to share some things that we wanted to be important. You know, we don't set rules. We have standards that we go by, and our guys came up with 9 of them, and there's 5 that we have as a program that are non-negotiable. But then our guys came up with 9 of them, so we have kind of 14 things that our guys go by each night.